asked this question quite a few times, and I have answered it in the comments, but I thought I'd make this little video because we made beans today. So I Googled how to thicken beans in a crock pot just to see what some of the recommendations were that you guys may have tried and didn't like, and just to see why it's still asked so often. And I was actually kind of surprised at some of the answers. I found some really unnecessary suggestions. One person suggested taking 2 cups of beans and mashing them up and then adding that mash back into the crock pot. One suggested adding cornstarch, and one said to take half the beans, put them on the stove to thicken, and then bring them back and add them back into the crock pot. Wow, that is a lot of unnecessary work. And here we're all about making life easy. I actually feel bad that there's a housewife out there and all of her day, mashing beans and adding them back and taking half and going to the stove and getting them thick and adding them back. No. So I thought that I would share with you guys how I make my beans in the crock pot and how I get them thick without adding or mashing or moving anything. So this is 2 pounds of pinto beans. This will work with a half a pound or 1 or 3. I season mine with salt and pepper, minced onion, and garlic powder, but you season your beans to your personal taste. For the young wives and new cooks out there, I will just put this out as a precaution. Be careful when adding salt. Beans get saltier as they get softer. So if you're tasting them throughout the cooking process and it doesn't seem as though you've added enough and you add a little more and a little more and a little more, by the time that they're soft and tender, they will have absorbed a lot and they might be too salty. I add mine at the beginning when I start and at the end when I'm done, and I turn them to low to thicken. It's easier to add a little more salt than it is to try and take it away. When your beans are soft and tender to your satisfaction, you simply remove the lid and put the crock pot on low. That's it. No cornstarch, no mashing, no moving the beans from here to there. Now I add 2 tablespoons of butter and a fourth a cup of oil to mine, but you do not need to add this. They will thicken without it. And be careful when adding water. Throughout the day, as they cook, you will add water, but when it's time to remove the lid, you don't want the water covering the beans to be anything over an inch. Even when you cook them on the stove after 4 or 5 hours on medium to high, you turn them on low to thicken, and there is no lid. The lid prevents water evaporation, so they'll never thicken in the crock pot with the lid on. But it should also be obvious that once they are as thick as you want, put the lid back on or they will continue to evaporate and they'll get too thick, especially if you're going to be keeping them on low or warm. But if you get busy or you forget and this happens and they're too thick, that's an easy fix. Just add a fourth a cup of water or so to bring back some of that juice. So that's it. You don't need to do anything else, effortless and easy. Mine thickened to my satisfaction in about an hour and 10 minutes, 20 minutes, but that varies by crock pot. So yeah, I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.